And we are back. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy CMB checking in, and I want to say happy Friday to all the boxing fans out there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell icon for post notifications when I drop new content. So let's talk about it. I say this a lot on the channel. I say this a lot. Some of you guys may know. I'm gonna say it again. Never say never. Never say never in the sport of boxing, because things change minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. And this time it's no different. This time it is no different, because we are talking about Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford still being a possibility. Despite all the things we've heard about, this fight not happening, despite all the things we heard about Canelo Alvarez saying that, he doesn't get any credit for that, he's still open to the fight. And let me say this as well, because I know some of you guys think I'm a Canelo Alvarez hater. I do criticize Canelo Alvarez a lot on this channel, but I do give him praise when it's due, because I'm an objective person when it comes to the sport of boxing. Not only that, I feel that guys on his level, he is seen as the face of boxing. We should hold him to a higher standard. We should hold all champions to a higher standard. And I know some of you guys have a problem with that because you want to be a cheerleader for a certain fighter, but that's not what I do here. So, like I said, if you can rock with that, stick around. Stick around. But when I'm going to criticize him when he needs to be criticized, and I'm going to praise him when he needs to be praised. And this is one of those moments where, I want to take my hat off to him. Because I've said it before time and time again, I think this is the biggest fight in boxing. You have the face of boxing versus the pound for pound king. It doesn't get any bigger than that. It just doesn't get any bigger than that. So let me read this quote. Well, I guess some of it's a quote. This is from Boxing Scene via Michael Benson. I got his X page pulled up here. It says, Canelo Alvarez has insisted that a Terence Crawford fight could still happen next, despite Crawford versus Sebastian Fundora being ordered. I'm not saying that that fight can't happen. That order doesn't matter. And that's what Canelo Alvarez said. He says that order doesn't matter. Now, I talked about this, I think in my previous video, if I'm not mistaken, about that fight being ordered by the WBO, and how I think, my personal opinion is that Sebastian Fundora may drop the title, because I think he would like to fight Crawford, but the people behind him, knowing that he's at the PBC, they may not want him to fight Crawford. They probably want him to fight Errol Spence, because they probably want to keep things in-house, even though Crawford deserves the opportunity. But my thing is this: if Crawford can get a Canelo Alvarez fight, I would take that fight in a heartbeat over the Sebastian Fundora fight, because Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. Not only is it a huge money fight, it's a legacy fight. It's a huge legacy fight. Now, I think it would have been bigger if Canelo wouldn't have been stripped of the IBF, but, being a 3-belt unified champion, that's nothing to sneeze at as well. And it's Canelo Alvarez. So I entertain the fight. I know some of you guys don't. I know some of you guys think Crawford's making a mistake trying to go up to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez. But my thing is this: believing in yourself, daring to be great. That's something I can get with. And we've seen fighters do it in the past. We saw Mikey Garcia go up a couple of weight classes to fight Errol Spence Jr. We saw Kell Brooks jump up a few weight classes to fight Triple G. We saw Jermell Charlo jump up a couple of weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. So what's the difference here? We're seeing it now. We're seeing Danny Garcia jump up to 160 to face Erislandy Lara. Daring to be great. That's what fighters should be doing. They should be going towards the smoke. They should be trying to achieve the unachievable in some people's eyes. And that's why I like the energy coming from Terence Crawford. I like the fact that, he's a throwback fighter. I like the fact that, he's going after the big dog. Something that a lot of fighters don't do. because they don't want to lose their O. You know, it's all about, you know, taking the easy route, not losing your O. And I just like this. You know, I like guys who dare to be great. It means a lot to me. And for the life of me, I don't understand why a lot of, I would say, boxing media in the States, a lot of boxing channels, a lot of boxing fans don't get behind Crawford. You know, he is the epitome of the American dream. You know, he made it happen. Despite all the obstacles being thrown in his way, he achieved greatness. He's great now. But imagine if he defeats Canelo Alvarez. That makes him even greater. You know, I think he's an all-time great. But I think this would just, you know, put him in the stratosphere if he was able to get this fight with Canelo Alvarez. Not saying that he'll win the fight. I think it's a competitive fight because of his skill set. But you still can't count Canelo Alvarez out because it's his weight class. He's a very strong fighter. He's very skilled as well. And he's been doing this for quite some time. But like I said, never say never when it comes to the sport of boxing. So after the after the fight, Canelo's fight coming up, we'll see what happens. I got my fingers crossed because I think he's gonna win his next fight. I think there's no doubt. Everybody knows he's probably gonna win the next fight. So we'll see what happens, and I'll keep my fingers crossed for this fight because I think this, like I said before, is the biggest fight in boxing. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Are you entertaining this fight? Do you think Canelo Alvarez will really go through with this? We've seen him go through it with Jermell Charlo. What's the difference, guys? You guys let me know about it in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.